What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 18 of the Screen Team podcast. My name is Gus.
I'm Alex.
I'm Sal.
And we're the Screen Team. We're back. We're legal technically now, and my phone's ringing.
Legal?
It's distracting me.
What do you mean legal?
Because episode 18. So
Oh, there you go. Wow.
Oh, is it
We're at
episode
episode 18.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said
I don't know if anyone got that. Did we get that?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, we explained it, Sal. Jesus.
Well, now they got it.
It's not as fun when you have to explain it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyways, today we are talking only about one movie. We're talking about Molly's Game, starring what's her name, Jessica Chastain and Idris Elba.
Idris Elba. I love Idris Elba.
Sexiest man
And the
alive. Is I guess that's
What about, okay.
yeah, I don't know.
What's his name?
Idris Elba.
No, the dad.
Superman dad.
Oh,
What's his name?
Kevin.
We'll just call him Superman's dad.
No.
Kevin Connor.
Wait.
Henry Cavill's dad.
Yeah.
Just leave it at
Not
that.
his real dad.
I want to say Kevin Knox.
Kevin
so bad.
Conroy.
No, not Conroy. Definitely not Conroy.
Damn. Oh, what doesn't matter.
Regardless.
Anyways,
Kevin Connor. No.
I think that is it.
Kevin Connor? Costner.
Costner.
Kevin
Oh, there you
Costner. Kevin Costner.
Yeah, so this is what we're talking about today. I feel like this is a movie that Sal and Alex liked a lot more than I did.
This is a Sal choice for sure.
What?
This
Yeah.
is a Sal choice.
You know,
This has Sal written all over it.
dude.
Yeah, it
All
definitely
right.
feels like that. I'm not saying I didn't like it. I just want to preface that.
I'm interested to know why you think that, but we'll see.
I mean, he talked to.
You know,
Sal
just
talked
bring
this
it up
movie
right now. I'm interested to know why you think that. Why do you think that?
Why do I think that?
Why do you think that?
It's
It just definitely seems like it plays into what you like out
It's
of a
really
movie.
fast paced.
Is it
It's like
fast-paced,
witty.
though?
It's like
It's
with
fast-paced here
dialogue.
and there.
It feels really fast. Like the dialogue is fast. It's really fast.
There's
like,
moments that are fast and those that are not. So
there's.
fast.
I had to
didn't get
rewind it
that.
a lot. I had to rewind it a lot to catch it. Like Leslie caught a line in there, something about a book, beef for the girl dealer from when she finally got her own setup and she had this girl dealer. Her name was Beatrice or B. Her name was B. Yeah,
but
she did
said
this
something
line
about
like beef and not
but
just
not
B,
as Beatrice.
just for Beatrice, right? And then she was like, oh, it's this book that she read or some book called where the first line of the book would always be, oh, my name is B for Beatrice, you know. And it's just like a little quick line that and there's a lot of those. There's a lot of those within the movie where I just had to rewind.
You know,
and like, I didn't get that.
There's a lot.
Let me go back.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah. So that was
But yeah, I don't know. Just seems like something that you'd be.
Okay. I feel like never.
Captivated by.
You're never.
I don't know why.
But
It's hard to explain. Like it definitely like has like a Social Network type vibe or something like
It
where.
does.
And I feel like those are the types of movies you like. I don't know.
Well, it's funny because as soon as I started watching it, I was telling my brother like, "Oh, this feels a lot like The Social Network," and so I started wondering like, "Wait, but it doesn't feel like who directs Social Network? What's his name?
I don't know.
The same guy that directed Fight Club. The same guy
Yeah.
that directed
Fight Club.
Gone Girl.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. And I like this director a lot.
It's like one of your favorite directors. So.
He's one of my favorite directors. Yeah, he's kind of dark. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it
He's
doesn't
one of my favorite directors. I don't know his name. But yeah, I was like, I knew it felt like Social Club, but it didn't feel so much like it was directed by the other. So I knew that it was going to be written by the same guy, and then that's when I looked them up, and it was the same. It's written by the same guy that wrote Social Network, and he also wrote Moneyball, and I really like Moneyball too. So I as far as writers, I like this writer a lot without even knowing it, and I like when that happens when it's like, oh, you don't even know.
What else has Aaron Sorkin?
Sorkin, yeah.
Directed?
Those are the three biggest ones that I remember.
Because I feel like he's done like a lot of like.
Talking about the director now?
Yeah.
No, the writer. Well,
he directed.
and yeah, he also directed this one.
Oh,
he wrote,
he directed and wrote
he
this
wrote
movie?
and directed this one.
You
yeah.
see, this movie shows me that a writer alone cannot make a movie. Like, The Social Network was really good because of the writing and because of the directing. This one was like, it felt like it was missing the directing. Like, the writing was good. That was my favorite part about the movie. It was just like good dialogue. It was interesting. Good
I liked
story.
the directing.
But
It was.
just didn't have the complete package
I
to
like
me.
the movie. I don't know.
Yeah, it was.
Should we go
okay.
person by person now, or
Yeah.
Like what we thought about it?
I mean, I guess we already are.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of just freeballing it here. I don't know. I said freeballing. That was weird. Anyways, as far as what I thought about it, I don't know if it was just because I was like, yeah, I don't know if it's just because like I literally woke up today and like just started watching it. I was like kind of half asleep still, but I knew I had to get it done, so it's like I need to watch it. So
I think because it became homework for you, that's maybe the reason why you didn't like it.
maybe.
Sometimes when you're like, oh, I gotta watch it, like.
But yeah, so like just like I felt like there was never like a real threat in a way, you know, not threat, but like some sort of opposing force. Like I didn't feel like she was really like in danger of like really going to like jail or anything. Like it never really felt like high stakes or anything, you know? Even though given the circumstances, I mean she should have been, but it just kind of felt like everything was like kind of going in her favor after it fell apart for her, which is I guess kind of the thing I'm like focusing wrong on.
For me, I felt a lot of tension when the fact that there was so much money involved, and the fact that there was just like she was kind of gambling with people when they would come in and like she had like 2 cases where they couldn't pay. Like that to me built a lot of tension. When she had now she has to owe her own money, like $2 million of her own money to people, and it's just like, man, what the heck is she gonna do? And then when she got involved with the mob, that also built a lot of tension for me.
But I feel like not every movie has to have a huge something like an opposition like that. Like the Social Network didn't. It wasn't like something bad was gonna happen, right? It was just more like, oh, we're like you're intrigued by like where the story's gonna go. Yeah. Like so from the beginning, I got hooked like the first 5 minutes. Like that skiing scene, that whole dialogue with her and all her little explanations, all her little details. I love that scene. But after that, you're just like, you're kind of just intrigued by like where this movie's gonna go. I guess it was more the style of the movie than it was also just the movie. Yeah. But
I like the story, like the fact that it was based on a true story.
Yeah,
it was just really interesting. It's like a poker story. I had no idea it was gonna be about poker. Also,
like just trying to figure out like who these people are based off of. Have you heard rumors about like who the poker guy's based off of? Well, I mean, I
Player
don't think
X. Talking about Player X.
Yeah, Player X. Michael Cera. The fact that Michael Cera was in there was kind of hilarious. That was awesome. Like, wait,
that was funny when Michael Cera walks in. Yeah.
But supposedly it's supposed to be Tobey Maguire. Oh. In real life.
Yeah, I was picturing Tobey Maguire after you told me that. I was picturing him throughout the whole movie.
There's a lot of rumors that it's Tobey Maguire for different reasons online, but I mean, there's other people, but Tobey Maguire is the most like. Okay. The one that people think it's the most.
Interesting.
Yeah. Things you guys didn't like, I guess, or we don't things we liked.
I like Idris Elba.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Yeah, he's really good.
I feel like he needs to get better roles though. I feel like that role didn't really do him. I know. I just feel like he just didn't have like a lot to do. Like he like was only there for a little bit. It felt like, you know. I guess like he was being talked to a lot. You know, he wasn't really doing a lot of like acting, I guess. I don't know. It was very interesting to me. Like I felt like he kind of like was just there, and he like automatically believed her like all the way through. And I guess like he kind of explained that towards the end. Like I guess his daughter had read the book, and
there was a lot of things that I didn't understand.
Yeah,
that I still don't understand. That I kind of have to ask questions about, especially when they're talking about like the breaking the laws with gambling.
1995 or 1959.
Right. So what was that rule? The broke.
You can't
take money.
Yeah, you can't take money out of the pot. That's called raking. I looked it up. Raking is when the house takes like a portion of the winnings.
Okay. You know what? Okay, I take that back. I understood that part. I knew that part. What I didn't know is why she felt like she had to do that.
Oh, it made sense to me, and I actually
I think it made sense. But not sure
why.
No, you tell me first.
Because she's only making money based off of tips, right?
Tips.
So now, if she gets in a situation where somebody can't pay, she's responsible for that. She's responsible for making sure that money gets distributed to the winners, right? So especially with a big pot, like with the $2 million pot, if somebody can't pay that,
Right.
what's she gonna do, right? So her solution was
So
to do the
that's
raking.
kind of what I thought. She needs to be making enough money to cover herself.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the other thing that I don't understand, and I don't know if all poker players are like this. When we play poker, how do we play? Like an average person, you put all your money in the at first. You don't play unless you pay your money first with your $20, whatever. I'm confused how they're gonna let someone just take hundreds of thousands, hundreds. Like
they sign a document.
Yeah,
They sign
yeah.
something that says they have to pay it.
Yeah.
What does
But
that even mean? They have to pay it.
They sign a document. She has people sign like, okay, because they're dealing with thousands of dollars, right?
Yeah,
so
'cause-
no one's gonna come to the table with $1 million, right?
Yeah, they were just handing out chips based off of the amount that they
Yeah.
were signing off for, and that's why that one guy was like coming back over and over, and he didn't even have the money the whole time.
He was just like, give me another 500,000, give me another 50,000.
Right. So okay, so I guess I never thought about this. So you're telling me, which I guess does make sense, that the reason they do it that way is because they're not it's difficult to ask people to just show up with like $100,000.
Yeah,
Cash
which
or
some people
whatever.
did though.
Yeah,
But yeah,
But I feel like there should still be some sort of like
collateral.
electronic payment or something.
Yeah.
You can show like, oh, I have this amount.
I mean,
here's my account.
the collateral
You have to
needs
prove it
is
somehow.
it's the document that they sign.
And so what does that document do? Because apparently she was paying them off. Like you said, if she had to cover herself, the document didn't do anything.
Well,
then.
because if she doesn't get that money right away, that document just says now you owe me this much, right?
And what happens if you don't?
But she has to pay the people right away.
No, but what happens if you don't?
If you don't owe the
If
money?
you don't pay the money back?
I'm
to
sure
her?
she can sue them, but that's a whole different process.
Probably like some sort of like legally.
Yeah,
binding
well,
thing.
once you sign a document, now it's on paper, and she can probably take those people to court and like, hey, they owe me this much, and eventually they'll have to pay that off, or go to jail, or do community service. Like if someone literally can't pay it off, then they can't pay it off. Like, what are you gonna do? If you owe someone $100,000 and you don't have it, you either have to wait until they make that money and they slowly pay you off.
And then I guess that's also why that she was like vetting those people too, like making sure that there were actually people that were wealthy and like.
And she has someone else vouch for.
So again, the fact that they don't have the money. You said yourself, if they don't have the money, then what are you gonna do? You can't do anything. I agree. You're right. They can't do anything. Yeah. So which is why I think the document's like there's no point to the document then.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. What does the document do?
The document says that she has a legal right to the money that they owe her. So if she wanted
but who
to,
enforces that?
The document does. The document.
So
how
come she never utilizes that then?
Well, she could eventually, but first she has to figure out a way for someone to give her the money, right? And she can like
for
with one guy.
money. What do you
with
mean?
one guy, the next day somebody loaned him the money, right? So she got it right away. So now she doesn't have to go to court. Another guy, she figured out a different way to get her money back by having him bring customers. Like, hey, just bring me customers, and eventually I'll make my money that way, right? And we'll call it even. So she can figure out. I mean, it's her own money, right? She can decide on how to make that money back. But worst comes to worst, she could go to court. She has a written document with a signature, and
then I think that's also kind of why the driver kind of tried to introduce her to those like the mafia, so that she had the enforcement part of it down. Like, so if somebody wasn't paying, then they could have got the money from them,
which would be illegal at that point. But I don't know. So I don't know if he had the intentions of that. Me and Leslie were debating that.
So you think she knew about the mafia then?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Because I thought her whole point was she didn't even know they were the mafia.
Well, she didn't know until they showed up at the bar and they sat down and it's like, oh, okay, I know what these guys.
She thought there was something suspicious about him, but she knew obviously for sure.
I've seen this at least recently, so I'm trying to remember some stuff now.
Yeah. But yeah, me and Leslie were wondering if the driver knew that those were the guy's intentions that he was sending to her, or if he just thought like he was sending her business.
Yeah,
because it's a big move if he knew.
If who knew
that the driver knew that the person or the two guys were
mafia, that he was sending them
the Russian
to
mafia,
or whatever they were. What an ass.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though.
All right, well, the story's pretty convoluted. It has a lot of there's just so much dialogue. It's so fast paced that
It wasn't that fast.
it felt
There's
really
fast moments and there was.
There's
You thought it was fast
I,
paced?
I didn't really think it was that fast paced.
Yeah,
I didn't really have any trouble like following anything, but I don't know. It didn't really like captivate me that much.
Mhm.
It just was like, okay, now what? Now what? Now what? And I don't know, man. It was just really weird. Like, I feel like it was like one of those stories where you like, there's not really a bad guy and there's not really like a good guy. It's just kind of like, it kind of like in a sense kind of reminded me of like Uncut Gems in a way, like where he just kind of did a bunch of stupid shit and like it kind of piled up and then it blew up in his face, like literally. But like,
that was harsh.
That's funny.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like for her situation, it was just like, I feel like she knew like she was like kind of starting to make bad decisions, and like when she started like raking, she knew that she shouldn't have been. She knew it was illegal, but she still did it anyways, and she still continued to do it.
Well,
And then like,
because she felt she had to. She had to.
well, yeah,
She got convinced to do
Yeah,
it.
she got convinced of it, and then she got inadvertently introduced to the mafia.
That's not
and
really why she
stuff.
got in trouble, though, right? Like she really got in trouble because of the mafia.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
got
because-
indicted with the mafia.
Yeah, because I guess
Yeah.
just the people she was like having play with or play at her place was like, they're all criminals essentially.
Yeah.
Towards the end.
Yeah, that was interesting.
So
There
they
w-
were just trying to get information on them, not necessarily her. And they were using her.
There was one scene where I feel kind of I'm like 50-50 on. I'm not sure if I like it or hate it.
Hmm.
It was when she meets a dad again towards the end, and firstly when he first pops up in the ice rink, it was just so random. Like how did he end up there? Like
I legit
like, how
thought she
did-
was having like a vision.
Me too.
No, me too. When I first
me and
thought,
Leslie thought,
yeah, I was like, oh, is this a dream? I thought no, or she was hallucinating or something, or. But I guess he was real. And it was just like,
They sat down on the bench and were like, "Wait, this is happening?" Like,
Yeah.
he's actually there.
Yeah, because like he said like something about like her form or something, right? Like locking your knees or something like that.
Bend your
When she was
knees.
skating.
Yeah, when she was skating,
Yeah.
and then she like crashes because she turns around,
Yeah.
and then she got up and she got out of the ice rink and she walked past him and said something to him, or he said something to her again, and I was like, okay, she's just tripping or something. And then they were just
Literally.
sitting on the bench, and I was like, wait, what? He's actually
Yeah,
there?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how did he just happen to know that she was there?
Well,
Yeah.
apparently
At the ice rink.
he explained something about the mom saying that she went ice skating.
That she went to New York.
or something
Well, no,
along the lines
like-
that her mom knew. That's how how the movie explained it. Like the mom knew where she was at, kind of. But there's no way. I don't know.
I think
It's also
she
specific.
she only told him that she was in New York. I don't think she like mentioned like
Like
at the
specifically
ice
at the
rink,
ice
yeah.
rink.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but
I don't
maybe it's just
know.
some weird coincidence.
I like how they tied it back to the beginning with her like homemade video. of
Oh.
her
Oh, well,
having this distorted
Yeah,
view of the
no,
world and
the other part of that was a conversation they had
Mm-hmm.
where
the therapy.
at first I
session.
really liked it, but the more thinking about it, I'm not sure how I feel about it because I feel like it explained a lot that I wish I would have just figured out on my own.
Mm.
I don't know if I would have figured that out on my own, but
Uh,
just like her motivation was like super interesting.
overpower. Yeah, trying to
Yeah.
get control over powerful man.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is really good, like cool, but
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah,
that they
I-
explained
literally
it
that
had
a
to spell
movie
it
just
out.
had to spell it out. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
how I feel about that. So,
Yeah.
but I might not have caught it, so I like it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you like really would have tried to dissect it, you probably would have got it after a while. But I mean, in this case, it was just the easier way out of just straight up telling you like,
yeah,
yeah,
like her
this
motivation.
is the reason why you do this.
I thought that was cool though.
Yeah.
Just that motivation that she had, and
Yeah, after getting over like the like just complete randomness of her dad being there, I thought it was a pretty interesting
Mhm.
conversation. I mean, the resolution was really quick. Like you're just like, oh, we're hugging now. I'm gonna go kill the guys that beat you up.
Yeah, yeah.
I,
know,
well,
yeah.
he didn't actually.
Yeah, he didn't do
Yeah.
that, but he's just.
Yeah.
I know
the way
that
he's,
was
like,
like that
rounding up.
part was really like,
Yeah,
what?
It's like,
Okay.
alright,
Yeah.
you can calm down.
I don't think he's gonna do it. Like we don't. Nobody thinks you're gonna do it. You know.
Yeah. You're a psychologist.
I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
didn't like
He was an
that he
asshole.
thought. Yeah, no, I don't like that he thought he was a good father.
Yeah,
just because
yeah,
kids were successful.
Because of how successful
That has
they were.
nothing to do with being a good father. I don't think so at all.
So-
it definitely does.
No, I don't think so. No,
I definitely
no,
think so.
because your kids could be super successful and miserable, and
Yeah.
I think you're good. You're a bad father. In
What
that
does it mean
situation.
to be miserable though?
The kids
What
can
do
be
you mean?
miserable.
Well, what do you mean? What does it mean to be? So I
What
guess
are you talking about?
being a good father. What should be the goal of a father? I guess. What's the,
To
what's
ra-
the,
to
what-
raise, I think, to raise a good person first. I think that's the most important thing, and then
more like morally good, right? To have
morally good. Yeah,
morals.
yeah.
Sure,
Morally
I
good.
agree with that.
Then I would say happiness, actually, and then I would say success.
I would go the other way. I would say successfulness, being successful over happiness.
So no, this is where because I think someone who is a millionaire and is miserable is worse off than someone.
I don't
who
think there's many of those. I think there's more.
That's not true at all.
I think there's more non-millionaires that
Well, I mean, there's
that
not
aren't
that many
successful.
millionaires in
Maybe they don't
general.
have structure, but they're happy. But that shouldn't be the goal. That shouldn't be the goal.
Wait,
the
say
goal
that again. Say that
The
again.
goal should be to have structure and be successful, and then that takes you out of misery, right? Being less miserable.
you shouldn't
is
try.
probably
You
better than-
shouldn't try to be happy. First of all, there's things that will make you happy, right? You can't just say like, oh, I'm not gonna work. I'm not gonna be successful because I'm gonna try to be happy. I'm not saying that.
I don't think happiness should be a goal in life, though. That's what I'm saying.
That's
It
kind of
shouldn't-
dumb. What do you mean? You're saying
Yeah.
you're saying success should be.
Yeah.
But you're creating a paradox because you think that makes someone happy though.
No, I think it keeps you out of misery.
That's
So-
what I mean. Okay, but
and
happiness
keeping-
is
keeping yourself
Isn't
out of
happiness
misery,
the
but-
absence of misery?
I think when people try to chase being happy, that kind of that'll lead you to misery. That's like
You're saying the same thing, dude.
no.
Okay, when I say
I'm
happiness,
saying-
I'm saying not miserable then.
no, those are two different things to me. I think someone can be chasing something so they won't be miserable, right? But they won't be as happy, but they just won't be miserable, which is way better than someone just chasing happiness, but they don't build structure and then end up being like super miserable because of it. Chasing trying to chase happiness that can lead to just being miserable because then you don't have structure and you're not successful, right? So the goal of parenting for a father is just to make sure that they have structure and they're successful, and after that it keeps them out of misery. That's how I see it.
I don't think so.
It shouldn't
because
be,
I think
it shouldn't
no,
be-
because I think you're assuming that someone who has I don't know what you mean by structure. I think you're gonna have to elaborate on that. But you're essentially saying someone who has money that it's impossible for them to be unhappy.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Essentially, you are. I think.
I'm saying it's harder if someone.
It's harder to. I don't think there's much of a correlation between. I think most people think that. Most people think that there's a big correlation between like, oh, you have more money, you're happy. And I think there is.
I'm
And,
not
and
really
they've done
more
studies that it's up to like $80,000 or $90,000.
Sure.
But after that, it's like it just gets all thrown out the window. Like it has no
Sure.
correlation. There's a million other factors that make you happy or not happy or miserable or not miserable. So
Sure.
that's why it's not. That's not a big deal.
I mean, that phrase "money doesn't buy happiness" is
Uh-huh.
a really key thing. Like that's pretty echoed widely through society, and I think that just kind of
I think it's just all about structure.
reinforces that.
What is it? What is it?
It just reinforces that just because you are successful doesn't mean that you're going to be happy.
No,
Vice versa.
but it's a greater chance of you not being miserable.
No, again, because then you're saying there's a correlation then.
It doesn't even matter though. Like, so in this case, just
Yeah.
going back to
saying there's
like
a correlation.
the context of the
There's a
movie,
correlation.
Yeah, I'm saying he was a good father.
he wasn't.
It-
though.
he had
He wasn't,
pretty,
yeah,
he
he
had,
wasn't.
he had pretty good justifications for being a good father.
He wasn't.
He wasn't a good husband at all to his wife. Like, it was a horrible
Not only
husband.
that, yeah, I totally forgot about that.
Like, he
And
cheated on
and
he cheated
yeah.
on the wife, but
That's part of being-
he was
well-
a good father to his kids, and he led them to success. That's his job. That's all he should be worried about.
No,
That's mostly what we should worry about.
That's-
And making sure that they have structure and they have a chance to be successful. Other than that, like,
I don't think so.
Shouldn't be
That's not true at all.
I think
that is
we can both agree.
That is the goal of
What is,
Disagree
I mean,
parenting right there. That's the only goal of parenting.
I don't know. Anyways, back
That's
to the
not
context
true.
of the movie. I think
That's not
a
true at
lot
all.
of like fathers and stuff like that kind of like drive that sort of like mentality, like, no, you're gonna be successful home, have that complex where they think that they're a good dad, even if they like by a product create a person that's also very unhappy.
I think also a lot of times when that happens, like let's say that very pushy father
Mhm.
that pushes like their kids
Too
to
much?
be and they end up being great, but they don't end up having a great relationship with their father that, a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of the times.
That doesn't
And-
matter.
And that's not Alex.
That
What,
doesn't-
Alex? What are you
telling
talking
me
about?
that you wouldn't want to have a good relationship
It would be
with your
nice.
kid?
It would be nice, but a parent shouldn't be worried about making friends with their kid. Their
No,
kid is
no,
gonna
no.
have friends.
Friend.
The kid is gonna have good relationship with other people. The parent.
You're
should-
telling me it's not important to have a good relationship with your father?
It would be nice, but
why do you keep throwing it under the rug? Like it would be nice. Like that. Like that's not.
that shouldn't be a parent's goal. Is to just make sure they have the parent's goal is to just make sure the kid has structure, right? And that's
What do you mean by
what's the
structure? You keep saying structure.
like structure, so
I don't
they
even
can
think you
build
know what that
success.
means.
Like
They
structure
should-
in their life.
So you.
Like
The only goal,
discipline.
the only purpose of father is to make sure that their
discipline.
kids are successful.
That should be the main goal. Yeah, that's the main goal.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
That should be the main goal. That
I
should
think
be
you
the-
misinterpreted a lot of books and
Even Molly agrees with.
stuff
Even Molly agrees. Even the scene where Idris Elba says, "Oh, do you think I'm too harsh on her?" And then she goes off on this like, "Oh, I met this girl who was like a disaster, right? Who her dad wasn't hard on her." And she was like, double what you're doing with your daughter. Like, be harsher on your daughter. Even Molly agrees with that. Even though her dad was as tough
No one
as she
said.
was.
Okay, I didn't say you should be 100% soft on your kid either.
Yeah.
No.
There's a balance in there.
Sure.
But I'm saying if you're so tough on your kids that it
I think
messes with their head like
yeah.
mentally, or it messes with your relationship with them, I think that's going too far to the point where it's
Sure. Yeah.
it's fair for me to say that's not the most important thing.
Okay. Yeah. I think you don't think there's. I know there's a point of going too far for sure. Yeah. You can go too far.
So I think he's a bad father because he went too far.
I think they showed Idris Elba's character in parallel with her dad, just to like show like how he was like an affectionate and like loving dad on top of still being like
Idris Elba.
super. Yeah, Idris Elba was still an affectionate and loving dad while still also pushing her really hard. Whereas opposed to the scenes that they show when she was younger, she didn't ever really like have that like sort of bond with her dad or anything like that.
Well,
either.
here's the thing though. Here's
that's
the main thing.
intentional,
The
but-
main reason why she didn't have that was because she knew about her dad.
Whoa,
cheating on her
whoa,
husband.
whoa. That was the other thing. He
that
was also,
tainted everything. If she didn't know, she would
that
have
was
been
the
fine.
other
She would
thing,
have had a perfect relationship with her dad.
He also said that he was mean to her purposely because he knew that she knew
Yeah.
about
He
him
treated
cheating.
her
Yeah,
differently too.
but again, from the beginning we said he was not a good father.
Who said
He
it
was. Him for doing that means he's not a good father then. And then brings up the
Yeah,
other
I
argument
guess so.
whether you want to maybe people will be split on this, but if you want to say like, oh, having a good relationship with the fact that you cheat on her, is that being good father or bad father?
That's
I
being
think
a
some people
horrible
might say
husband.
it's unrelated. I think it's part of being a bad father also. don't
No,
see
if
how
he
it's
was a
not.
bad father, he would have left. Yeah.
What? So the fact that he cheated and stayed means he's
Uh,
okay?
There's a line there. Yeah. No,
I don't know.
he was a horrible husband. That's it.
No,
me, it
I
was a
know,
very bad
I know.
husband.
So
But he
you
was-
might say some people
he
might
was
say
a-
it's unrelated. But to
yeah.
me, I don't think it's unrelated because no matter what, kids see that and they grow up with that. And
If they see it,
if
yeah.
it affects them.
Which
so if
she
it
saw it.
affects them,
But-
you're a bad. You're a
But
bad
the
father.
other two sons didn't see that.
Well,
and
they
they
didn't go
had-
into
they
the
had
two sons,
purple.
so we're not talking about the other two sons. We don't know how they feel about it. Maybe they did,
I mean, they
didn't like
kinda-
it.
They go to the other two sons a few times, and she talks
They
about
went-
how they were the big shots, and they were, she was.
But
she
they
was the
didn't go
least
into their
favorite.
their mental state. Again, they
I
could be
guess so.
big shots and they could be miserable. We don't know if they're miserable or not, so we're not going to go into that.
Okay,
Right?
next thing.
Okay, it's a whole nother philosophical debate
I know.
Yeah.
on parenting.
I mean, is there anything else that you guys want to say about the movie in particular?
Let's start going over some stats. Oh, let's rate the movie, and then we'll go over some stats
Stats?
that Sal pulled up
Okay.
I got some stats from our movies.
from our last
Yeah.
few
Well,
podcasts.
let's rate.
All right, we'll go with Sal first because we know he's gonna have the highest rating.
No, I'm gonna go. Fine.
I already got my number.
I'll
man.
give it a
I don't want
6.
you to.
Gosh, shut the fuck up.
You haven't thought of your number.
I mean, make sure it's loud and clear because when I have to go
I
over
pick a 6.
the
What'd you say?
6.
Oh, Gus already gave his
Gus
number.
gave it a
6.
6. I'm gonna say it loud and clear so that way when I go back to this. No, because it was hard to going back to it. It was like
You actually went through all of them?
I went through all the videos.
Huh.
I wrote down scores. There was one movie where I think it was Gus. it was not clear what his number was. He jumped around between two numbers, so I just averaged the two numbers. Because I was like, wait,
Fair
so which
enough.
one was it? Was it the 6 or was it the 7? Because I don't remember which one it was, but I had to guess or
Yeah.
just average it.
Approximation.
I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a 9.
A 9.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a
Wow.
9.
So I really like this movie.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
And I think it's only my second or third 9. I forgot.
7.
A 7?
I'm giving it a 7. Yeah. It was.
Okay.
It was alright.
6, 7, 9.
Yeah. Guys really didn't like this movie. Jesus.
Wow,
I
6? I didn't think it was bad. I
It's a
just
chore.
didn't like really enjoy it that much. It just was kind of like. I got an hour in and I was like, it has to be almost over at this point, and because that's when I called you earlier.
An hour in?
Yeah.
Well, we thought it was an hour and 30-minute movie or what?
Yeah.
Most movies are 2 hours though.
I mean,
Like on
I
average.
feel like more blockbuster movies are 2-hour long movies.
There's a lot of dramas that are 2 hours. I think
mean,
the shortest movies are comedies, I think.
I just
I think
I
they're
just
usually
honestly
more.
didn't think it was gonna keep going that much longer, and then I paused the movie because I was texting or called Alex and I was like, oh shit, there's still another hour and 7 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah. anyways.
Okay. So I'm not gonna go through all the movies, but I took stats of all the movies.
Okay.
I found our ratings for each movie.
Okay.
I also went through the Rotten Tomato scores of all the movies. I went through the IMDb scores, the Metacritic scores through all the movies, and so the Rotten Tomatoes are out of like their percentage, right, out of 100.
Mhm.
So I made it out of 10, and the other ones are already out of 10.
Okay.
So then after that, I averaged their scores,
Okay.
and then that was it. So I considered
got closest
that score. So there's 3 scores that I average for each movie, right?
Yeah.
And I average those, and I called those the true scores for each movie.
Okay. Fair enough.
Right, so at the end I can go over the movies that are the most rated by the critics from this equation that I use, and then the ones that we rated the highest, the ones we rated lowest on both sides. Yeah, and also the ones with the biggest gaps.
This is the math major, by the way.
The biggest gaps. Okay. So let's go with the simple, easy stuff first.
Okay.
So I went through our scores and to see who are the harshest critics and between who's the harshest between all of us, or the least harshest. However you want. Who do you think is the harshest? Alex already knows.
One of you two. I'm for sure it's.
And guess the number.
Out of 10.
We've been rating out of 10, right?
I'm gonna go. Alex is the harshest critic, and I'm gonna like what the true score is. Or
Well, his average from all his movies.
Average.
So he gave it
7.
a 7. So I was the harshest with 7.22.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it had to be one of you two, cause.
And then Alex was with 7.48, and then you were guess with 7.64.
Damn.
So if we did the average of I did the average of all the other movies and their scores, the average was 7.63. So guess was actually the closest to the critics.
So
Yeah.
I should be a movie critic for.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, I mean, I guess we technically are now.
Okay.
By the way, one of our videos has over 200 views.
Really?
Yeah. I forgot which one. I think it was the Parasite one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now the top 10 rated by well, let's do 5. I'm gonna do 5. Top
Okay.
5 rated by Screen Team.
Mhm.
Number 1. No, let's do 10. Number 10. Number 10 was Honey Boy, 7.9. Number 9 was Your Name by 7.92.
It made it
Wait,
top 10.
which one was that one? The
anime.
anime one? I don't know. That got into top 10.
It was good, man.
Number 8 was Marriage Story, 7.98.
Very good.
Just Mercy then, 8.13.
Okay.
Invisible Man, 8.35.
I really like that movie.
1917, 8.5. That's number 5. 1917,
really?
number 5.
I'm surprised. I feel like. Oh, actually, you didn't like it that much, huh?
I probably brought it out.
Yeah.
Brought it down. Doctor Sleep was number 4, 8.58. Knives Out was number 3. Well, actually, that's tied for third
Okay.
because they're both 8.58.
Okay.
Number 2 is Jojo Rabbit, 8.67, and number 1. But there's a good gap. Parasite.
Yeah.
9.27.
Yeah.
There's a big gap.
Yeah, Parasite was really good.
Yeah.
And Jojo Rabbit was really good too. I liked what.
I've seen it like twice since our podcast.
Which
Parasite or
No, Jojo Rabbit.
oh
I've seen like 2 more times.
yeah, I feel like I could watch that more than Parasite.
one? Okay, the lowest. Wow, I took horrible pictures by the critics. Whatever. But I don't have that. So I have the lowest by us then again.
Okay.
The lowest by us. I'm gonna go the 10th to last and all the way down to the worst one.
Okay.
Okay. So the 10th to last was American Psycho. So we didn't. I mean, we had like 30 something movies. So 10th
Yeah.
to last is already like
Yeah, that's
right. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's not
it's
bad,
not
it
bad.
just-
But yeah. American Psycho 7.17. Then Sonic 7.15. Then Jumanji 2
okay.
6.83. Queen and Slim
I
6.77.
didn't like Queen and Slim.
The Way Back. Which one's The Way Back? Oh, the Ben Affleck one.
Yeah.
6.67. Star Wars Episode 9. That's thanks to me, Alex.
Yeah.
6.67. Jumanji 3. 6.33. Birds of Prey is third to last. 6.17. Second to last was The Irishman.
Oh, wow.
Six-
I'm surprised that's not the bottom.
6.00. And then the last one is The Photograph. 5.57.
Yeah, that one's plain, man. Yeah,
Okay. Now I got
Dang.
the most overrated movies and the most underrated. So again, I did the true score and then our averages, and then I did the difference. I did that. Yeah. So the largest negative differences from us and the critics, which means they're overrated.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do 1, 2. There's 6 of them.
I'm gonna say Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
No. Overrated means
We rated it higher.
right. We gave it a higher
Rating than
rating than the critics.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go. Just go.
No, the
No.
critics gave it a higher rating than us.
No. Yeah, the critics
'Cause you're
gave it a
saying-
higher. Yeah. We gave it a lower rating than the
So
critics.
we underrated it. Yeah.
We underrated it. They overrated it.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Underrated from our standards. Let's
Yes.
Right. But so when you say a movie's overrated, you're like, oh, the critics gave it that. It's overrated. Does that make sense?
Okay.
That's what really what
So
overrated
these
means.
movies are overrated
For us.
For
Yeah.
us.
Yeah, they were overrated for us.
Got it.
Yeah. So number 6 is Your Name,
Yeah, I knew it was gonna
but
be.
this is it's really close by 0.78.
Okay.
Then the Photograph. This is kind of close. The Photograph 0.93.
Okay.
Then Marriage Story 0.98.
Wow.
Interesting. Queen
Then Uncut Gems
Oh.
1.40.
Mm-hmm.
Then The Godfather 2.25, and then The Irishman 2. So we hated it the most. Well, that's how you get a big them. We hated it a lot, and they liked it a lot.
Yeah.
So The Irishman, they liked it a lot, and we hated it. And so that makes sense. Irishman and The Godfather makes sense.
Yeah.
So I guess the critics liked Uncut Gems way more than we liked it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think.
I guess one of us didn't. I think I liked it the most out of all of us. I don't remember. I could check actually, but it's not. Okay, the most underrated ones. Number 6. The
Okay,
most
Google.
underrated. Number 6 is Invisible Man.
Okay.
0.55 difference.
So
Then-
we overrated these.
Right, so we liked them way more than the critics liked them.
Yeah.
Number 4 is kind of funny. Number 5 is Just Mercy, 0.57. Number 4 is Star Wars. So we hated it, and the critics still hated it more than we did, pretty much,
Dang.
by 0.97. And I thought I was being nice too. And then Sonic 1.25, Jojo Rabbit 1.47, and Doctor Sleep 1.58. That was number 1, Doctor Sleep. So
Yeah,
we liked
okay.
it way more than the critics liked it.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Okay,
I really
that's all I
liked
have
it.
to have.
I still haven't seen it again.
Cool, man. Thank you for that sound. Thank you.
That was
Oh, yeah.
very good.
It was fun, right? Yeah, it was
Liked
fun.
it.
Yeah, me too.
I
I have graphics too.
If you want to send it to me, I'll put it in the video. But yeah, I already know one of the movies that we're gonna do.
Let's do it.
It's on Hulu.
What is it?
It's called Palm Spring.
Already
It's a
saw it.
comedy.
Already saw it.
Did you?
Spring.
No, I've seen it.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
been seeing. like,
But yeah, it's been on Twitter a lot and stuff like that. It's
Palm Springs.
yeah.
Oh,
it's,
that's where I've been seeing it on.
Andy Samberg, and I think it might be the chick from How I Met Your Mother. Not Robin or whatever her name is.
What is it about?
So essentially he dies and relives the same day over and over again, but it's like a
Wait, don't tell me.
Well, it's the base of the movie.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's in the trailer.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Groundhog Day,
It's
but like
Happy
a
Death Day.
rom-com type of thing.
Happy Death Day.
Or Happy Death Day,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, any of those types of
Or
time loop movies.
51st Dates.
Nah, that's not that.
It is for her, I guess.
I was gonna, actually no.
Except she just doesn't remember it.
I was
yeah.
gonna say
But yeah,
day after. Wait, day after tomorrow? No, not day after tomorrow. Edge of tomorrow. Edge of tomorrow.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
yeah.
Edge of
Tom Cruise. Edge of
I still
tomorrow.
haven't seen it.
What?
I haven't seen it. I saw it playing at work. I know I always wanted to watch it, but I just never saw it, and then I never had a chance to watch it again unless I rent it. I mean, if you
That's
guys
crazy.
want to do a double time loop movie, we can do that for this.
We're doing,
Yeah.
we're doing Edge of Tomorrow. That's what we're doing.
All right.
We're doing both of those.
Wait, Edge of tomorrow?
We're doing
I already
Edge of Tomorrow.
seen it, but okay, fine.
Who cares?
Yeah, I guess I mean I don't have to watch it. Fine.
I mean, I guess yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, but yeah, so it's on Hulu.
Not really
so
old, but
You guys watch it too. Tell us what you guys think in the comments.
Palm Springs.
We'll be back for episode 19 next week, hopefully, unless something happens, or scheduling conflicts or whatever. But yeah, so that'll be the end of the episode. Appreciate you guys hanging out. Love y'all. Take care. See you in the next one. Peace.